So today I'm testing a Blackstar Department 10 Dual Distortion. I bought this pedal because my drummer's other band had to backline and weren't able to use their amps, and I started panicking, like what would I do if I wasn't able to use one of my high gain amplifiers at a gig? So I figured I'd go ahead and give this thing a try. Okay, so I've got it hooked in through my pedal board. I'm using the effects loop on the preamp pedal, and I'm using the direct out with the building and cab sim, just one of the factory presets. I haven't even messed with the software. Everything on the pedal board is off. I'm not using any noise gates or overdrives or nothing. This is just the preamp by itself. It's not doing it. I noticed especially running it into the front end of my Friedman JJ on the clean channel, the pedal on its own is extremely noisy. I don't know if I have a grounding issue. I have some kind of loop going on with my pedal board and using the effects loop, most likely. All right. Kick on a little delay, see how the effects loop works. Actually doesn't sound half bad. I'm kind of impressed with the cab sim, really, for not being like an actual IR. I don't think it sounds half bad. Now, when I was A-Bing it earlier with the dirty channel on a real tube amp, there's no comparison. It just doesn't have the low ends. The best way I could describe it is going from when you're using the preamp pedal, it's like you're getting poked in the chest really hard. And then when you actually switch over and use a dirty channel on the amp, it's like getting kicked in the chest by a mule. Let's go ahead and try kicking on an overdrive. I pretty much always use an overdrive, so the situation where I would be using this live, where I wasn't using one of my amps, I would at least be using the overdrive. I'm going to go ahead and kick on a noise gate too, see what kind of tones we get. The effects loop, it definitely, I mean, it might be where part of the noise is coming from sometimes. I don't know, it really doesn't do it with the direct out. It did it a lot more when I was actually using it into the front end of an amp. Do not use it into your effects return into an amplifier and try to use it as a true preamp and only use a power amp in the amp. It sounds like a blanket is over the speaker cabinet. It does not work at all going into a power amp. I kind of wonder how it would work with like a Duncan Power Stage or any kind of Class D style like pedal power amp. I wonder if it would even work, which kind of makes it kind of shitty actually. Because the whole idea of doing this is not having to use an amp, kind of. So I kind of wonder if using a Class D amp, if it works better, but going into the power amp of a regular amp head, it's just super muffled. It doesn't work. You have to go into the clean channel. You still use the preamp section of the amp. Forgot I was in drop D, trying to play regular tunes. Overall, would I use it? You know, the whole reason for buying it in that situation, I could use it and I could get by. I could use it going into the front end of an amp, or if I was going somewhere where I couldn't take an amp head with me, you know, traveling where I just wanted to do everything from my pedal board and go direct out of the pedal, I'd be okay with doing a gig with it like that. Is it going to replace any of my amp heads? Hell no, not even close. For what it is and for the amount of money, it sounds pretty decent, you know. It's one good thing about being a guitar player nowadays. There's a million different ways you can do something, and really every one of them has their advantages and disadvantages, and you really can't go wrong with anything, you know. It's all how much work do you want to put into getting the kind of tone that you're looking for into something.